get past his Chinese Taipei opponent. And still to come, we have more men's singles and a mixed doubles final.
Introducing your first player from China, Zhuojia. And her opponent from China, your world #1, Yingsha.
Well, would you listen to that? That is an ovation as Zhuojia enters the building. She's up against an opponent who's actually 2 years older than her. I would imagine that that would be an intimidation factor when your rival comes down the ramp and the crowd goes absolutely crazy. That's the case. Yingsha against a player who's actually ranked 30th in the world in her Zhuojia. Fascinating matchup here. They'll play the best of 7 as we're in the quarterfinals now. And it would be a brave person who would suggest that this one goes beyond the minimum required for Yingsha, who has been impeccable thus far. In terms of the WTT head-to-head, it's 2-0 to the world #1. That disparity in rankings, well, obviously her Zhuojia not as active as her opponent here. But this comes down to what happens on the night in this arena. Here's Nico Zorn, the umpire.
Yellow or green? Green for you, yellow for you. Green, he wins. He shows. You staying on that side?
So let's take a little look at these two players here as we look at the environment, as we look at what they're playing on, what they're playing for, but primarily what we can expect from this encounter. Zhuojia has come into this one after a difficult start, but nothing as difficult as what she's confronted by now, Adam.
Yeah, looking back at their WTT record, the only matches they've played in recent history, Yingsha's won, only dropping 1 game over 2 matches. The 24-year-old has spent well over 2 years now in the world #1 spot, getting through 37-year-old chopper sensation from Korea, Seo-Hwan, no games dropped. Short pips backhand, Miyu Kihara, no games dropped. Sofia Polkanova of Austria, no games dropped. I guess what I'm trying to say is, so far, 1, 2, 3, no games dropped. Thank you for saying that with me, you at home.
She won't get it done in 4 though here. Yingsha has been cruising along. It's been a very different story for her Zhuojia in terms of her outings thus far, because here in Singapore, in the round of 64, she came close to an exit. It was a 3-2 victory against India's Zhuojia Akula that got her up and running, but then a switch around in form immediately after that, as this 26-year-old, as I said, ranked 30, got going, and she got going big time in the round of 32. When we get to looking at these results, you'll see that she's got some game about her, because she absolutely brushed aside Miyu Harimoto, 3-0, followed that up with a similarly dismissive victory against Shin Yubin. She's peaking.
Yeah, these are 2 women in the top 10. Shin Yubin, #9 in the world. Miyu Harimoto, #6 in the world. Zhuojia Akula has been a national champion of India multiple times. Really funky style that's quite familiar in India. And the prize money list is getting shorter and shorter because we've only got 4 different prices on that menu. And 75,000 is what everyone wants to order. But the kitchen only has so much to feed these opponents here.
Well, they're playing for 17,500 most immediately. 72% of the fans who've been to worldtabletennis.com to vote say that Yingsha will be taking this one. No great surprise. And awaiting one of these players in the semi-final is Wang Yidi, who was very impressive against Mimarito earlier on in a 4-1 victory here in the Infinity Arena.
First game,
Zhuojia.
Level. Love 1.
as if she needed a wake-up call. There was one. Adam, you spent so much time watching, dissecting and praising the Sun Yingsha game. What have you seen about her that has caught your eye this week here in Singapore?
Oh, I mean, the usuals. Her feet are as fast as can be. The unthinkable seems standard. She's fast. She's fluid. She reads the ball well. She reads the game. She seems to know where the opponent is at all times. Just the standard Zhuojia stuff.
Have you seen much of her away from the arena? What sort of headspace does she sound like she's in, look like she's in?
It's funny, I watched a good interview with Wang Chuqin the other night about the turbulent second half of the year. Zhuojia, other than Paris, hasn't had too much turbulence.
Love 4.
I mean, last year there was, you know, the victory from Ahika Mukherjee. Here and there it comes up, but for me the most fascinating thing is watching her demonstrate how to dissect Zhuojia. The last 2 televised matches, she just seemed unbeatable, leaving you with this feeling of what can anyone do to beat her? And that's where Zhuojia comes in.
Yeah.
5.
As if to emphasize and punctuate your point.
In theory, you can come up with a plan for anybody, but theory only gets you so far. You have to be able to back it up with action, and that's what Zhuojia does.
What did Mike Tyson say?
Well,
everyone has a plan.
Oh,
until they get punched in the mouth. And of course, that's a little bit brutal as an analogy, but he was right. Zhuojia comes into this with whatever plan she might possibly want to bring, but she's confronted by Sun Yingsha.
You set me up for like hundreds of possible Mike Tyson quotes. I was like, that's ludicrous. What did he say? There's so many. Kanak Ja quoted Mike Tyson. I thought you were going for that one, but yeah, having a plan. This is table tennis. You think you know what you need to do, then you find out what your opponent brings to the table and realize you have to start over, replan, improvise a bit.
6-1.
Just a reminder, Zhuojia has long pips on her backhand with thick sponge underneath, a defensive rubber that she uses very aggressively.
1-7.
She's getting the hurry up here right now. Based on what you saw of the last 2 matches in particular from her, what has she got that could potentially hurt Zhuojia here?
Well, she can play the backhand, change pace, but it's not easy against Zhuojia. A little bit off the net here.
7.
But more specifically, when you think about it, when she punches the ball from behind, meaning a very flat shot, it's tough to rally with. Zhuojia, she seems incredibly well calibrated to counter that.
Eight, 2.
This is speed. This is sunshine on the shoes. This is Sun Yingsha moving so fast to that forehand to add side and topspin. That bounce, it just jumps out of reach.
How about that comparative movement there from both players?
Tough to compare to Sun Yingsha. There it is, the chop block from Zhuojia. My mouth opened up a little bit when I saw it. Beautiful to see a player take the side off the ball like that. Shows such control with the racket. In terms of what her best chances are, think about it against Miwa, against Shin Yubin. Zhuojia was everywhere she needed to be, almost every shot. Right now, it just feels like a battle of footwork.
And on the evidence of what we've seen so far, it's not just that lateral movement from Sun Yingsha, it's those subtle adjustments of the hips when she receives, just into position so quickly.
Yeah, these are a big factor out here, but also the in and out game. When you've got a player with a defensive rubber on the backhand, while she's susceptible in the middle of that elbow just like anybody else, she changes pace well, slows it down. Zhuojia moves in and out. She's ready for that.
3-10.
And she's so punishing when she has an attacking opportunity. Just like that, 7 game points.
Full commitment on that opening attack. One shot and done.
11-3.
And done.
Game to Sun.
That's 1 in the bank for Sun Yingsha.
So there are going to be no coaches on the benches as both players represent Team China here, the most dominant nation in the game for decades upon decades, with a break here and there. It's actually the women who were most recently beaten by none other than the women of Singapore. The last time China were not world champions, but 11-3 domination from the dominant nation's leading lady, the ruler of the free world, the world of table tennis, Sun Yingsha.
Is there a phone that's not trained on her in the background right now? Or a camera? The center of attention has taken out the first game here. They came to see her, they came to see her game, and she never lets you down, or at least very, very, very rarely.
This is the thing about sport. You never know. The best in the game have had their opportunities. Hey, ball boy looking
Second
sharp
game,
there, colorful.
Sun to serve.
Does he have any
Level.
idea about the privileged position he's sitting in right now? You'd think so.
The good news is we live in a day and an age where you've got video of just about everything, so at the age when he's able to appreciate it, if not now, there will be proof. He'll be like, oh yeah, that's pretty crazy. That was me.
1 love. Love 2.
Just looking to a little bit of history in this one, Adam. It's a 4-0 career head-to-head in favor of Sun Yingsha. We know that much. It's been a while since they met. Last time was in Ljubljana back in a WTT star contender back in 2023. 3-1 she won on that occasion.
1-2.
And I'm just guessing. What I'm saying is, I'm asking is how much time will they have spent in proximity, maybe even hitting against each other since then?
A lot. It's part of the reason there's so much confidence on Zhuojia's side.
Oh,
3-1.
there it is. She gets the feet moving.
If you're not familiar, the Chinese national team has an A team and a B team, usually somewhere between 20 and 26 on the high end players on each team. They live together in Beijing, they train together in Beijing. As we know, China's very community focused. There's a communal sense. It's not about standing out, it's about team spirit. And the team they've built is incredible. So you've got a Zhuojia, world ranked number 30, getting through 2 women in the top 10, but then meets the top in the world. And we saw the scoreline in game 1. Much better start here, though.
Much better.
Oh,
And that's the best point she's played.
So basically, tactically, anything Zhuojia can do to get Zhuojia on the run early in the point by staying on top of the table, it's going to have to take some good surprise quality opening. The net post just stopping that around the net shot.
Please, no
completely
line.
legal. You do not have to hit the ball over the net in table tennis. Best shot of 2016 was under the net clamp.
4-3.
And sticking to the tactics here, Zhuojia right at the baseline, testing the feet. Nice long push. And then it's the break of rhythm, a little bit of side spin, some funk out here, and she's up by 1. 1 more than she scored in the first game total. Back edge of the table for Zhuojia.
That gives her a little bit of a lead. And belief, maybe.
Sun Yingsha. A name you will see on many a poster here. Actually got a few handed to me outside. I stepped into Smash Park for a moment. Fans very generous.
And such is her support that we've seen a lot of inbound traffic into Singapore, haven't we, for her presence in this event.
Airport security, delayed flights. Just things that came to mind. I don't know if that was related to Zhuojia. My flight was on time, but I came in early.
Yeah, we've seen so many fans following her around wherever she goes here in Singapore.
Took her chances. Good pressure on the first, gets a higher ball. A high-risk shot. If it comes down, it's going to be tough to counter. It's a lot of footwork there. Good spin safely cross court.
And then when she needed no footwork, she wasn't able to quite execute.
Well, she took her chances with the ball really early off the bounce. That's a high-risk shot time and time again. Most players will not be able to execute that shot.
Oh, and how many can do that as comfortably, efficiently as Yingsha?
I love the racket high from Zhuojia. You can see her change her mind, evaluating the options in real time in this slow-mo.
It's a guessing game, isn't it, for the opponent, who had retreated to the center of the table.
If you can make it that for your opponent, it's always a good thing at this level. The elements of surprise, crucial. You can see Zhuojia just settling down into the middle of the table there, but more than double the success of her opponent. Yingsha with 75% success on serve to the 35.7 of Zhuojia.
And
that serve only gets stronger.
Again, at this level, players are rarely trying to win the point outright on their serve. They're trying to serve it in a way that leaves the receiver very few good options. Nice setup here. Zhuojia taking all the pace off it, leaving an awkward ball for Zhuojia to push back long.
Talk to me about slow spin as well and the way they use that.
So as you can imagine, the ball can spin any direction. There are an infinite amount of axes that could run through the ball. Breaking rhythm using side spin, giving something different. So here, for example, under pressure, Zhuojia uses a little bit of side spin with the backhand. But as a net recovery, it was just tough for her to get in position. See her sort of guide around that ball. Zhuojia had a good sense of where it was going to go, got the feet in position.
Well, that just sat up and asked for it, and she gave it. And having trailed early on in this game, she now has 4 game points. Yeah, 8 out of the last 9 points. See her easing, as it turns out, to the second game, but it was far harder than the first. The Zhuojia show is moving along a pace here.
The action is just picking up right here inside the Infinity Arena, but the excitement does not stop here. Check out the smash board because happening from 8:45 to 9:30 p.m. We got live performances by Ben Hall. Once again, this action is happening not just here, but also in the Smash Ball.
Time. Third game, pay to serve, level.
She serves 2 games down, needing to find something by way of inspiration, by way of getting back into this match. And having a little look potentially at the semi-finals here in Singapore.
Longer serves, fast to the elbow.
1-love.
Interesting. Sometimes you think you hear something, but neither of the players do. They're closer than we are. It's too good.
She's on a string, just moving her around.
This is an ankle breaker in table tennis. Really, the chase in this, the extension, and Zhuojia puts it away, back and forth, tugged like a marionette out here.
And then she flat bat swats at one, but you feel that last point, the previous point, still in the mind somewhere.
Yeah, you see timeouts later in matches in general when there are no coaches on benches. That feels like the type of time you might want to take a timeout just to catch your breath in theory.
1-3.
The only time to take a timeout in general is if you think it could change the outcome of the match. Very wise friend told me that.
1-4.
She's got a problem, her Zhuojia here, and it's a huge problem, getting bigger, because she's getting nowhere near.
You're like, she's got a problem. I'm like, called Yingsha. It's just unbelievable how prepared she is. An occasional chop block or side spin. Mixing up the serve, surprise factor. There we go.
4-2.
So for me, again, it's easy to sit here and talk. I could do none of this. Both of these players have beat me to a pulp. But trying to think, it's fun to take the position of the underdog. You look at a task that seems like a mountain too tall to climb. What is it going to take? There is a way. Hasn't happened yet for Zhuojia. She's taken a game. She can do that. She could do it again. Still trailing by 2 out of the first towel break. Zhuojia on receive.
The problem is, though, that Yingsha's form doesn't remain constant. She assesses the data, she adjusts, and then she improves in game. And that's the worry.
You make her sound like AI.
Well, let's not go there. There's nothing robotic. She's human. She's a fantastic athlete. 13 points out of 16. But the point is that anything, you talk about the surprise factor from her Zhuojia, she surprises her once, but you can bet it's not going to happen again.
Right. I realize we've had a lot of interesting conversations, and it sounded like one, but just simply from an intelligence standpoint that she improved so quickly. There's a lot of pressure. Zhuojia looking up at the lights here, maybe losing it for a moment, has to take her chances on serves.
Oh, not this time.
3.
And she'll take a lot from that, even with a little bit of help along the way.
A little bit more passive play right after put on the defense here. The ball comes up high off the net. Zhuojia behind the table as fast as she is. Again, one footstep just doesn't cover enough ground when you're that far back behind the table.
Seven, 4.
That's 2 now on the bounce. You can take the small victories. You build incrementally if you're her Zhuojia.
Pace on the parallel here. Zhuojia quick down the line into that backhand, and no time for that chop block to get around this ball.
It looked as if played a brilliant angle there.
Just feels standard in the replay.
When Zhuojia makes it look standard.
Right.
Oh,
5-8.
This is quite an unusual point. To see Zhuojia chop once in a point is very unusual. Twice on the chase, this was like a drill. Zhuojia there, driving it. The rally continues. 2 chops from Zhuojia. Has the opportunity there, arcs it up a bit high. Oh, new facial expression. I expect to see the Zhuojia fans with some new posters and printouts here tomorrow.
she's having fun, Zhuojia. We've seen a couple of facial expressions here along the way.
Any other standouts for you?
Yeah, there was just a little smile a while back in a point where she was way behind. The ball came off the net, and she was enjoying it. Anything she won would have been a bonus.
I like it.
Oh. 10-5.
Into the corner and far away for an opportunity to extend the lead further in this match. 5 game points to the number 1.
6-10.
Earlier we saw a flatter shot like this from Zhuojia that didn't come down. It's a lower percentage shot, but it's tougher to rally with when it comes in, and it saves a game point here.
Slaps into the body. An apology from Yingsha, but she is now there with a 3 games to love lead here at the Infinity Arena. And she is turning it on yet again here in Singapore. Patrick Francesco, of course, has had a fabulous past history when it comes to smashes, and he's been having great fun here at the Singapore Smash 2025. He will be coming up against, it's Zhuojia, who lies in wait for him. But Patrick has got the game, he's got the history, and that will be another fascinating encounter that will bring you straight after this one here in the Infinity Arena. That's men's singles quarterfinal action. To follow what looks as if it is following a predictable path right now. 3 games to love. Yingsha is very much in control of things in this quarterfinal.
One.
This is one of the best rallies for me in some time here, with Zhuojia really feeling up to the task, going toe-to-toe in the counters, racket high, getting behind the ball. Not allowing Zhuojia to twist and turn, send her on the chase.
1-all.
And again, the ease with which such a commanding shot is played.
One, two.
It's nice to have options. There's a lot to be thankful for in life. When you have options, that's a privilege. And it's taken a lot of work from Zhuojia to create so many options from any given point. She has answers.
3-1.
And the problem for the opponent is that they begin to lose their belief that they have the answers.
Yeah, it forces you to play lower percentage shots, take some risks that you know you can't depend on to deliver, but what else can you do? Take your chances. Now this was the best chop block I've seen out of Zhuojia. The last point of last game, ball sits up high. Earlier in this rally, Zhuojia took the ball right off the bounce with the backhand, and that last one doesn't miss by much. Actually, Zhuojia handled it shockingly well. Comes in low to the net, side spin.
Again, just when her Zhuojia thinks she's rested the initiative on the front foot. So quick is the response, that coiled spring that is Sun Yingsha.
It's tough for me not to get ahead of myself, but 2,000 points up for grabs coming into this week. It was Wang Manyu and Sun Yingsha, but Zhuojia, if she continues this way, could pull way ahead.
Yeah.
2-5.
Yeah, the narrative very much was, and we're seeing a parallel in the men's game with Lin Shidong having aspirations as well, that yeah, it could close up, but you're right, it looks as if quite the opposite is going to happen. Timeout called. Because Zhuojia has looked imperious this week.
It just makes me think there's some nicknames. She has many throughout China, of course. But Deng Yaping, the little giant, and He Zhuojia's got a giant opponent on the other side. The Little Devil, one of her nicknames, Sun Yingsha. 2.5 years, give or take, at world #1. And if she puts 2,000 points in her pocket into that world ranking, it's just going to separate her more and more. Wang Manyu, thanks to Kwai Man, teammate in doubles, eliminated relatively early on in this event.
You know what was lovely about that little zoom in we did there on her Zhuojia was there was a story based around facial expressions. A puff of the cheeks, a little wry smile, a little nod, toweling down the face. Okay, this is what it is. Got to go back and play Sun Yingsha again now.
Yeah, a lot of emotions. A full palette of colors coming together to mix and mesh to create the beautiful drama that is life.
And one foot in front of another. Back she comes for more.
Two, 5. Five, 3.
It might have seemed random, the whole nickname thing, but the reason is I was thinking 2.5 years at world #1 is crazy, but Deng Yaping, 8 years unmoved from that #1 spot. Zhuojia is not going to be resting on her laurels here.
Blazing point. Again won by Sun Yingsha.
The chase on the He Zhuojia side. Spin, good parallel, and then it's just turning it quickly the other way. That was the finisher after the deep to the backhand shot that set it up.
Yeah, to your very good point about Sun Yingsha and where she stands, and more importantly, where she may go. What's your best guess about her ambition? What does she want to be?
I think she wants to be the best player she can be. I don't know if there's more to it than that.
And let the rankings and let public opinion take care of the rest.
That's what she wants to be. She wants to be the player in position to put it away. It feels like not long ago I was interviewing her for Ask a Pro Anything, and I said, "What are you working on?" And she said, "My singles game." Can you imagine that? Look at her now.
She's done some good work. Look at that expression.
Understandable. There it is, a bit of extra side spin on that chop block. Remember, He Zhuojia's equipment doesn't have the spin reversal that most, let's say, long pips with no sponge would have, because the ball sinks in. That's what that thick sponge does, so she can generate her own spin here.
At times we've seen it, sorry Adam, but only at times, and that's why it's a 2-point game.
Seven, 6.
She gets close though in the fourth.
It's her high scores so far. Games 2 and 3, was beaten 11-6. Zhuojia, again, if you can keep the ball low, if you can vary the spin, the chop block could be a whole book just about that shot itself. It's a beautiful thing, but really needs to be precisely played.
Because there's a reminder for her, Zhuojia, that she's drinking in the last chance saloon right now. It has to happen very, very soon, and Xia doesn't look minded to let it happen.
Hadn't heard that before, but I like it.
It's an old cowboy saying.
Oh, that's why. I guess I'm not an old cowboy, so.
6-9.
Here's one you might have heard. The end is nigh. It looks that way.
9.
You want to see it come down. It's always exciting to see a player that you know can come back from the most crazy disadvantages in a point. Keep the point alive. Heavy side spin on the bending backhand. And then the opposite corner, back to the table. A little turn from Xia. I like
balletic it. Even.
Balletic.
10-7.
And with that, she's on the brink. 10-7, 3 match points. Not quite
10.
yet. And remember, as Adam told us at the start, it's been 3-love, 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 and now, well, it could be 4-love. 2 match points still.
Nine, 10.
Or maybe not.
Well, the point before this, Zhuojia really put some pace on it. I feel like sometimes hitting rock bottom, having less options, you just don't have as much to consider, really. You can decide and then just go for it. That's what has to happen. One more match point for the world number 1.
11.
And she uses it, and she takes it, and she is through to the semi-final.
4 games.
And Yingsha has efficiently and extravagantly at times taken care of another opponent here at Singapore Smash 2025. 11-3, 11-6, 11-6, 11-9, pushed hardest in the final game there by her Zhuojia.
Well, we finally got our answer. The question is, how do you beat Zhuojia? And the simple answer is, train your whole life to be the fastest, best, most consistent, brave, bold, confident player in the world. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, easy. Let's look down at this from every angle, because whichever way you look at Yingsha's game, there is so much to admire.
Yeah, the ball placement here, Zhuojia gets a lot more into the backhand. The women's game tends to be backhand to backhand. And you can see Zhuojia's feet there, where she was planted. Occasional sprinkles of light out to that wide forehand on the chase, but mostly pinning the backhand to backhand rally, trying to use the long pips to cause some problems, but few and far between. After 33 minutes of play, 2/3 of the serves that Xia gave equal the point for her, and just over